What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. And as always, thank you for watching. Now, today we have the honor and privilege of being joined by a friend of the show, friend of mine, and an incredible artist with a brand new project, Richmond Hills in stores everywhere. Buy it, stream it, download it, get it on vinyl, all kinds of things. Master Ace, thanks for being here.
What up, man? What up, Soren? Thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, it's an honor and a privilege. And, Richmond Hill, everything I've seen online has been a phenomenal response, very positive. But I also wanted you to speak on have any artists given you any feedback? Has anybody in particular reached out to you about the project artistically from an artist
Yeah,
side of it?
that's been the most interesting part is hearing from, your contemporaries, people like Jazzy Jeff, Do It All from Laws of the Underground, just speaking high praises about a project. Because that's not the norm. Like I can't tell you the last time I dropped a project and I heard from DJs, other artists, producers saying how they love the album. For whatever reason, you know what I mean? But this feels different. I don't know what makes it different, but it feels different. And hearing somebody like Jazzy Jeff say that this was really needed, or hearing Do It All say like he felt inspired, like this is what we should be sounding like, meaning artists of a certain age. This is what we should sound like, and this is the it let he said it let him know that it's still possible for us to make viable music, and I've always felt that way, but hearing that from people that I respect, takes it to another level. Of course, the fans are going to be fans. They've been waiting months for this, so they're excited, they're hyped. You know, best album of the year. It's January, whatever it is. Like relax, like it's early in the year, but to hear from your contemporaries in that way, there's others too. That have reached out as well, whether on DM or text, have reached out and just given me, you know, some nice words, some nice praise for the project. And it actually took time to listen to it, which, typically us artists, we don't really, I shouldn't say us because I don't include myself in that because I do listen to people's stuff. But a lot of us don't listen to other artists' stuff.
Yeah. I've I've been surprised. It's usually one extreme or the other. The artists I know, they either listen to literally everything or they listen to almost nothing. So
Right.
it's a very striking disparity. So Ace, the thing that I wonder about all this too is with the life music being a single and you having a video for it, I wonder if that song in particular or how that song has affected people to get them to actually listen to Richmond Hill because to me not only is it a single, but it's one of the best songs on it, but I also think it's very positive, very optimistic, and very powerful. So, as you know from being in the game for a long time, how do you strike that balance of the edutainment aspect of it all and the positivity and trying to make a song sonically, thematically, oral wise that people want to actually listen to again and again and again?
I'll be honest with you. There's not that level of of thinking wasn't involved at all. I wasn't thinking about doing this type of song to get this type of response or reaction. I wrote that song. I wrote actually about half the songs on the album while I was in Barbados with my wife. We were out there for quite a while, like three weeks or something. And it was like we were living there because I was walking to the supermarket every day, and I would put these beats on. And you know, life music in particular, I started writing it while I was riding into town to shop for some stuff. And I felt like I was part of the community and being on the buses that people from Barbados get on to ride into town. And you're just looking outside the windows and you're just seeing, you know, you're seeing people living their regular lives. There's a lot of poverty there, but you see people just, women on the bus with their grocery bags or whatever on their way from work. And so those lyrics, excuse me, those lyrics kind of felt right for the environment that I was in. And so I just because I just feel like there's so much hip hop that relies on death themes of death, which was bothersome for me. And I felt like let's do something different than what's really going on, or what the prevalent sound or the prevalent themes of music are. Let's do something opposite of that. And one thing you know about me is I'm always opposite of whatever the hell's going on, whatever the popular thing. I'm always going to try to go and do something that balances it out. So that's why that song was made.
Yeah. And with life music, you say death's in the air, hands in the air if you're sick of it. Um, as a father and as somebody that I've talked to extensively over the years, we've talked about that personally outside of interviews and stuff. But the reality is, how do you as a person kind of, since so much of that saturates, forget rap, just our general exposure to information, so much of it is about strife and death and conflict and everything around the world, and you add rap to it, it only is multiplied. How do you strike that balance to raise your hand and say I'm sick of it and be comfortable doing that when that's clearly not a lot of what's happening?
I mean, I think that's always been who I was. And so that felt right to my heart to write those words, to speak about that, because I know I'm not alone. I know there's a lot of people who are sick of hearing about guns, busting guns, and shooting they ops, and how many bodies they caught, and how much drugs they slinging, and how many people are strung out on this drug that they selling, and it just became it felt like it was time to do something a little bit opposite of what was happening.
Yeah. And I really also like how you said on there, I want you to live long, because I think, we always, people will say, "Oh, I want you to be successful," or "I'm happy for your success." But to take it a step further of like, I want you to be here. Where did that come from for you?
So when we went to Barbados, this was like not at the height, but it was pretty much still COVID measures going on, and we're out there buying sea moss. I'm buying sea moss, and we're eating our plant-based diet while we're there, and just I see so many, especially during COVID, but even before COVID, I would just hear so many stories about men and women in their 40s and 50s, like dying from health related issues, and a lot of it being connected to, poor diets, um, di diabetes, high blood pressure. Obviously, those two things are prevalent in my community, and so health equals wealth is what I was really trying to promote. I wrote that on several posts. When I post, sometimes I'll put that in there, hashtag health equals wealth. And it was just a way to kind of push that idea forward in lyric, um, and tell people you should be picturing living until you're 70, 80. Like you shouldn't be content at 45 to say like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have a heart attack at some point real soon, and it is what it is. Like that's not normal. Like having a heart attack at 45 is not normal unless you were born with some kind of degenerative condition. That's not normal. And so it was just a way for me to communicate to the listener to change your mindset. Think about living longer, and make steps, take the steps to do that.